And as of now, these tariffs are in effect, like we said, until about mid October. What do you think this fight, this legal challenge, and your legal win so far means for President Trump's tariff policy overall?
So we'll see. Obviously, we'll see if the case goes to the Supreme Court and what it decides. But we hope if we continue to win that these tariffs will be removed and they could only be put back in place if Congress were to enact them, which is the branch of government that is supposed to have the power over these sorts of issues.
And since President Trump's tariffs took place in April, the United States brought in around $96 billion worth of revenue from these tariffs. If this ruling is upheld, where does all that money go? Is it disseminated back to these businesses? What does that really look like?
So there might be a complicated process at that point, and I admit I'm not fully expert in how that process works. I'm on the case because of my expertise in certain constitutional law issues and related questions. But my understanding would be that if the courts continue to hold that these tariffs are illegal, then sooner or later the tariffs that were previously paid and collected illegally would have to be repaid and given back to those who paid them.
And what's next for this lawsuit? What are the next steps here? Because I know that you could be potentially gearing up for a Supreme Court fight, but what are you specifically doing next?
So at this point, I'm not doing much of anything other than waiting to see if the administration does indeed ask the Supreme Court to take the case, and then whether the Supreme Court will in fact take it. If they do, then of course we will be ready to defend our case.
And I know from someone with a perspective, a legal perspective, someone who's an expert on the Constitution, especially in this realm, what do you think about President Trump's trade policy then from that lens? If this is upheld, does his entire trade policy unravel? I mean, what's really left of that?
So that's more a question for him than perhaps for me. But obviously, the implication would be that if you want to impose massive new tariffs and taxes, you have to go through the branch of government which has the power to do that, which is Congress. You can't just do it on one person's whim.
Well, there's certainly a lot to look out for, Professor Somin. I appreciate you coming on and breaking it down with me. Thank you so much for joining me. And when or if we see this reach the Supreme Court, I hope you can come back on and discuss it then. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.